Hey Anna, how are you?
I'm good. How
How
are
have you been?
you?
How's your day been?
Good, good, good.
Good day? Good day.
Yeah.
Did you have work? Did you have any plans today?
Oh yeah, I'm working. I'm working and I thought, okay, well, yes, I'm gonna make a little time because I'm gonna see you again at 4 o'clock.
All right, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Well, thanks for hopping on. I guess let's just get into the meat and bones of it all, right?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, could you tell, like, pretty much why did you end up joining Long Wealth Capital in the first place?
Well, I looked at your presentation and I thought that, I don't like to get a lot of fluff. I want to get to the meat and bones of the whole like process of what you're doing. And so I understand it. And I guess because I've been trading for a while is the reason. And I had stopped for the same reasons you did. I went through the whole scenario you went through. And that's why I could kind of gravitate and understand where you were coming from. So after I heard like you got it right after making mistakes and losing a lot of money, I know exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
So that's why I, thought, you know what, I like the way the plan is and being conservative and not losing money and not look for the big huge windfall and take the gains as they come and accumulate that. And that's how you were able to create the wealth that you have. So that's the plan for me. I want to do the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. What exactly did you try before like joining Long Wealth Capital? Were you in stocks? Were you in options? What exactly did you do?
I was primarily in options
Mhm.
and I had always, had stock, and invested in stock, but wasn't moving fast enough for me. And at the time, I was younger then. So I was a lot more, I would take a more of a risk.
Mhm.
But as I got older and, looking at my finances and where my, I had to, pay bills and, support my kids and the family. And so I couldn't do that anymore. And I was losing too much money.
Got it.
So, and with the money I had in stocks, I had to put it into, I had to take it out and I couldn't put it into options anymore because, options was a mistake, but you get tempted because of the money you can
Yep.
make.
Yeah, everyone does, right? Everyone's trying to make quick money, and
Mhm.
everyone ends up losing it all inevitably. It's just the
Right.
pretty much the cycle of the average trader investor, right?
Right. And how you were approaching where to come in, where to buy in, it just made complete sense,
Hmm.
because a lot of times we would trade with the trend and it's like, oh yeah, let's jump in, and we just don't know how long that's gonna last. And the next day it's just like boom, you lose everything. So I can't do that. I can't afford to
Got
do
it.
that anymore.
Yeah. I guess, can you like sort of like compare or contrast like pretty much the emotions that you had before when you were doing options trading versus the strategy that you're doing now with Long Wealth Capital?
The emotions are extreme. It's extreme, especially when it's like gambling. It's a risk,
Yeah.
and you just don't know. The next day you can't sleep. You're up all night. You're just wondering until the market opens, and you're up early in the morning. And I lost a lot of sleep back then, and money too. So it was wrecking my life. So I couldn't do
I was in the
that
same shoes
anymore. I
as you.
had to and yeah, I had to, have a husband. He didn't know what I was doing. He was clueless. So, I couldn't afford it anymore. I could not take that risk, I could lose everything, and I couldn't. And I know
Yeah.
people have. So I can sleep, right now I can sleep and I can see that, it's just like, okay, I know this is where it's how it's supposed to be. We're already at the bottom. It's, it's oversold and undervalued. So it's like it's gonna bounce, So I like the security of knowing that, if you just be patient and you do the work that you've been teaching us, it's just a matter of time. It's gonna bounce. So and then you take your profits from there. So it's like you said, it's a simple process and people just have to control their emotions. And it is, it's not easy if you come from doing it a lot and
Hmm.
knowing that feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm glad I don't have that feeling of loss. It's like I don't
Yeah.
feel like
Got it. So pretty much you're pretty much had periods of where you just couldn't sleep at all, waking up
yeah,
in the middle of the night. So pretty much right now, your emotions are in check. You don't not really worried about the day to day. You're able to do whatever activities you need to do, work your job 9 to 5.
Yes.
all that while still trading in the markets, essentially.
Yes, yes. Peace of mind, with knowing that the method, if you just, it's a simple method and it is doing the homework, doing what you taught us is, let me just,
Fundamentals, the
yes, the
technicals.
fundamentals. Yeah. And the technical, which I already know, but the fundamentals is important, which I wasn't aware of before. And, understanding when to get in and, being patient and, just doing all of that and just doing the research, which I never did really before.
Yeah.
No one ever taught me that.
Yeah.
So,
I
and I,
guess, yeah. I guess to tie into what you said, what are like sort of like the top, like sort of like top three, and you can name just a couple or whatever comes on top of your mind. Like, what are the top things that you've learned while in the program?
the top three is learning how to research the fundamentals and why. You're looking at trading, the top 500 stock. It's like they're financially stable, so it's not like a risk. I like, and so the fundamentals, of course, is huge. And then, the resources that you provided in finding this information, like the Finviz, and looking at that website with trading, that trading one, which you can look at
Trading
without
view.
having to go on your own, like whatever program you use to trade with. That's easy to work. You're giving us the tools that we can access,
Yep.
and that's huge. And then also explaining that you're going to go in with a percentage of what you have available. So then when it does, drop, you can invest more, because that's when, it's like, gosh, you're going to make even a better profit if you don't put everything at the first sight of, it dropping.
Mhm.
And so, those things to me, it's like, it's simple and easy to understand, and it makes sense, it makes complete sense. Like, okay. And just calming the fears, of,
Mhm.
hey, this is how it's supposed to react. This is not something that you're gonna be like, oh my God, you already got it, like you got it in check. Like, okay, this is what's
Yeah.
gonna happen. This is how it's gonna behave. So, just be patient, and it's just confirmation. We need
Yep,
that.
yep. So pretty much learning the market psychology, being able to understand that a lot of these market makers are trying to get you to liquidate your positions, but you understanding that you're already buying low, you're not
Yes.
even allocating 100% of your capital at one time. You're ready
Right.
if for the next drop, and pretty much you're able to rinse and repeat your profits.
Right.
All right. Right.
Exactly.
Anna, can you like tell me a little bit more about like your results since joining the program, like sort of how much percentage or sort of what monetary you're able to gain since joining the program?
So monetarily, I mean, it's only been like maybe 3 weeks. And so for me personally, making like $1,000, within that time is huge for me. And, right now I look to actually, gain on a couple of plays that I went back in on Baba
Mhm.
because it dropped. I was like, okay, this is a great time to go back in. So Baba was a great play, PayPal as well. I have one that we talked about, which is Humana, which I'm like, oh gosh, it's eventually it's gonna pop pretty soon. So I'm
Mhm.
excited about that. So I'm excited. It may not sound like a lot, but I can just see,
It's a lot. It's a
yeah.
lot. Yeah. Very, very proud of you.
I'm proud of myself. Thanks. And it's like I can do this and work in my full-time job. I mean, well, my business, but I don't feel the stress. Like, I just look at it to see if maybe I need to,
You
maybe
check it every
add.
now and then. Yeah.
Yeah, I check it every now and then, but just waiting, and
Letting the
I can
market do its
see
thing.
profits. Yep.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of the process that you're teaching us. So, and I'm just happy that I was able to execute this sooner than later, because I know that people who probably started or are starting the program have a lot of fears, because it is a lot of money. It depends on how much you have.
Mhm.
I'm just glad that, I am able to get to it sooner than later and be able to execute these plays and get this going for me now versus, because you have to do something. You can't just play with money. You know what I mean? Play for fun. It's like if you're serious, I mean, it will work, and so you just have to trust the system, right? Trust what you're teaching us. And it just makes complete sense, and it's very conservative. So it's like, if you follow it, you just gotta wait, and let it do its thing,
Appreciate it. Yeah. Honestly, pretty much, I'm very proud of your progress throughout this whole journey, and
Thank
I'm
you.
really, really excited to see your pretty much progress at the end of this program.
I
But
am too.
would you, in terms of like closing this all out, would you recommend this program to other people?
Most definitely, yeah. And most highly, recommend. And it's the simplicity of what you do and how you explain it. I mean, it's like it's not this fluff and and I've heard it all. It's like, and just getting to the straight meat and potatoes kind of thing. And just, if you watch the videos, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's very, to me, easy to follow. I think people would have trouble setting up their own account and, trying to, learn how to add money into their accounts and things like that. That might be the biggest challenge. Just opening an account might be a problem for them. But otherwise, once you get in, and if they've been working with that other, what's it called? I have it right here, that trading view. And, they can definitely work with that. It's a pretty really good, responsive, free website that they can, look at stocks that they're checking out. So I have it on here and just use that to view, the ones that I have, that I have already, some, the watch lists and stuff. So, and then looking at others. But right now, I feel like I don't need to right now because this is enough. I mean, you don't have to get into a lot of them. You just need a couple,
Exactly.
right?
Pretty much like I tell everyone, right? You only need 1 to 2 stocks. You don't need this whole
Yeah.
laundry list of stocks to pretty much trade off of.
Yeah, and that could create a lot of stress too. To me, it's like keep it simple. As you get older, you learn that keep it simple.
That's our motto,
It's like
right? Keep it simple.
yeah, it's like keep it simple. You only have a couple of things you need to look for. I mean, it's once you get it set up, then it's okay. Then you just look at that and you just kind of play around with, other stocks if you're bored, look at other, S&P 500 stocks that you want to explore and do some research on and stuff. And that's what I did. That's why I ended up, picking up on Humana. I was like, hey, I know that company. So we'll see how Humana goes. But, one that I picked myself. But
Very good.
otherwise, yeah, I like the recommendations that you've made.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, Anna, thank you so much for hopping on board, hopping on this
Yeah.
call, pretty much offering a little bit about some insight of what's been going on inside the program. Appreciate your time.
Yes, you're welcome, Daryl.